Hey guys, Ronin Okami here. Welcome to my channel update for 11/29/2019. Going to be doing some Friday night fights tonight. More than likely Dragon Ball Fighters. Might get to some other games, some arcade stuff later. But I wanted to try to get another Friday night fight in. I enjoyed the arcade retro stuff, so might play some more Fatal Fury. I don't know, let's see if I had K to work with me. So we'll go to it at that point. But I also wanted to talk about my previous post regarding Call of Duty and some of the questions that were asked to the developers. Because as you know, a lot of people are not really enjoying the game that much. I mean, it's okay. And by okay, I mean it's just that you keep playing, hopefully, for it to get better than it to actually be what it is right now. So, I mean, I'm even in a match right now before I can get started playing, but some of the questions were just ridiculous, man. I was just like, what are you talking about? And I just wanted to go over some of those real quick. I wanted to have kind of a live response to this in addition to my post on my website at roninokami.com. So let me go to my blog and pull up my question and answers based off of that. And so they talked about Anaya Palace being in Ground War. I'm like, that map should have been in Ground War from the start. You only put it in the team deathmatch rotation because you didn't have enough 10v10 maps. I think we only have like 3 at the most. Oh, excuse me guys, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day. I just got off work too, so I'm just utterly and thoroughly disgusted. I mean, come on, man. And then dead silence for pubs that will lower the footsteps overall. I'm like, why just for pubs? This is not a just pubs type problem. It is a roundabout all modes have this issue type scenario. I mean, it's ridiculous. Literally no one asked for these footsteps to be this. It's just crazy. It's literally crazy. And then, I saw a little error in my documentation. I should say no one asked for these loud ass footsteps. No one did. I don't know why they're loud like this. None of the other Call of Duty games I've played were loud like this. If they were this loud, then dead silence was a perk. It just was, because you didn't want your footsteps to be that loud. It's just crazy. It's almost getting me to curse here, so it's ridiculous. And then they were talking about Perk Balance. Now I'm looking in Call of Duty right now and the actual loadouts, and they're talking about too many perks in Perk 1. I'm like, look, the easiest way to balance this out is to give EOD a buff. Overkill needs to move over into Perk 2 where Ghost sits, so that way it forces people to pick between either having a 7.25 shotgun or being invisible, or maybe just having both, and then you have to have a secondary that at least will do something to nerf this shotgun meta where everybody still wants to use 7.25, even though they have nerfed it 4 times. You need to vault the gun. The gun needs to be vaulted. It clearly is not being nerfed in the correct manner, because if it were, people would stop using it the way they have it. It's supposed to be still a good gun, but it's still shooting people across the block. It's just doing it. I don't understand if you maybe are not patching it correctly, or maybe you should probably play test the gun to make sure that it's not killing people, halfway across the planet. There's other people on the planet that want to live too. I don't know if you know this, but do something. It's just crazy. It's literally crazy. I don't really mind the other perks per se, but Overkill has to go. It can't be by itself in the first slot, because all you're going to see is the class for Overkill and Ghost, and then possibly Shrapnel, so they can cover proximity mines, being invisible, and then also having 7.25 if somebody gets close. That's it. It's absurd. I don't know why Dead Silence is not a perk. It's been a perk in every Call of Duty up until now. We're like, oh, that's too strong. I'm like, excuse me, Ghost is too strong. Ghost needs to be like it was a long time ago, where it's only activated while you're moving, because these people are not moving out of their spots, and UAVs are worthless. And I'll get to that here in a second. So, moving on. Then they talk about the tank nerf. I'm like, okay, so I don't know. I agree with Birdman when he said just take them out of the game, or I don't know. You could make them less tanky against, I don't know, anti-tank weapons. Maybe, you know, they get a hit more damage so that way you can get rid of them quicker. I don't know what else to say to that. Is, you know, it's just kind of common sense there. And then the one that killed me was, you know, we still have problems with spawns. It's just like, it's been 12 years of Call of Duty, and we are still at kindergarten levels of ridiculousness when it comes down to spawn placement. I know making games is hard, but I've seen people play Far Cry 5 and make maps that the spawns are not absurd. They're not ridiculous. Okay, I don't like spawning with my enemy around the corner. Go figure. I don't know if anybody else wanted that, but I'm pretty sure that nobody wants to be spawned around the corner. And then when it comes down to game modes like Demolition, if I've taken a point, give me the spawn at that point to protect it. Why do I have to run all the way back from the bleachers to get back to my spawn? It's absurd. It's literally ridiculous. Alright. And then the map voting. Oof. This one made a lot of people mad. I don't even know where to begin. It just made a lot of people mad. It's by far the most remedial answer I've ever heard. You don't want map voting because the previous games show that players leave if their vote does not win, which causes the lobbies to break up. Okay. Do you not know your lobbies break up anyway when the game is over? They don't stick together. Everybody's moving on to another game. So at the very least, you can let me vote on the game that I would like to play at that time before you boot me out and I have to figure out what else I want to play. Because I can tell you right now, anytime Petrograd or Piccadilly shows up, I'm backing out. There ain't no two ways about it. Not a chance. Alright. This isn't making any sense. People be getting on my nerves with this stuff. It's just like, how can you even say something like that when you know, or maybe you don't know? Maybe that is the problem. I mean, it is a director, so maybe he doesn't play the game. He just manages the people that are supposed to be playing and checking the game. But, you know, the next part was even worse because they're basically saying staying in the same lobby. In regards to staying in the same lobby after the match, there is an error in the game that does this often. That they wanted it to where you could stay in the same lobby, but it resets every several games to change it up. But that does not get implemented fully, or it did not get implemented fully into the game for launch. I mean, so you basically just told us that you implemented a feature unfinished on purpose in a game where people paid you money, and you couldn't be even bothered to mention it until now. Come on, son. And then the minimap stuff, that's even worse. I'm sitting here like, okay, so they had no plans to change the minimap. The design of how it is what they intended for it to be for this game. They wanted like the UAV to be some kind of reward of some sort. And then, you know, one of the Call of Duty people were like, so they asked why is Ghost so powerful then? Because, you know, UAV is worthless if everybody's running Crutch Ghost perks. Okay, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer there. It's just simply just dumb. And as I said before, I mean, if you want to mess with the perks, if you want to mess with the stuff that's out there, move Overkill into perk 2, force it to compete with Ghost, so that way they have to choose. They can't have two primary weapons unless they give up something. 9 times out of 10 they're going to want Ghost because they want to stay under the radar, but at least I'll have less 725s to deal with. But at the same time, nobody is going to move because they can't potentially see where their enemy is shooting from. And don't get me wrong, you couldn't get that when you were doing silencers as well, but if somebody's not wearing a silencer for more damage, you can probably get a general idea of where they are. I don't know, it was just a feature that every Call of Duty game had up until this point, and didn't see any reason to take it out or anything. It's, yeah, alright. I didn't make this game. It's not my fault. Alright. And then last but not least, we got this Democritus Camo. I don't care. It's a camo. And if you're pushing for this camo, then there's other things going on. There's not much there. And then skill-based matchmaking. At first, they were considering this to be a hot topic, and supposedly they can't really talk about it. At least that was the words that I got from the actual interview. I'm gonna have to check their spell checking. Their spell checking is terrible. Man, I had to redo my post. Okay, but it's pretty simple. I don't know why this is so hard. Destiny got it right. Well, Destiny 2 got it right, finally. But then they started messing up again as well. So let me put it on the line for you. Connection-based matchmaking should be every mode. Every mode that's not really competitive should be connection-based matchmaking. If I find someone with a good connection, then I should be able to connect to them. They should be able to connect to us. And then the whole game should start based off of ping is king, supposedly. Skill-based matchmaking. Now, stay with me. This is pretty controversial. Should be for competitive modes, like tournaments, league play, maybe some future high competitive modes that potentially may be released in the future. I don't know, unless you guys are okay with the reverse boosting that's going on now, because most people are fed up and they're just tired of getting their butts handed to them, so they'll tolerate getting handed 20-0 or 0-20 for 5 or 6 matches, and then get into a bot lobby, which we know they exist, and start cleaning house. That's the only way they can get their fun. I don't get it. I don't get why you guys said that you made the game to cater to all play styles when you know you lie. This is it is literally a flat out lie. I don't get it. I don't understand. I can't get down with it. I just don't know. But I'm glad for the subscribers that have kicked in. I was sitting at a measly, I'd say 30 some odd subscribers. I got another 20 in the last couple of weeks. This was all thanks to Max not finishing the Athena video off properly. He got beat, and everybody wanted to see the ending that took place. So YouTube algorithm apparently likes SNK games and recommended my video. So I appreciate every person that came by. A lot of views. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. I'm not personally in it for the money myself. I'm just enjoying putting out videos and sharing my experiences playing these games with you guys. But I also, like to share things with the community. So I'll be doing some other things in the future, like some cooking shows and some other things that are going to be taking place. More on that, but that'll be a little bit down the line. I want to try to get some more stuff together, see if I can free up some more of my time while I'm working, to see if I can dedicate some of this to producing some content for you guys. So once again, I have a lot of videos that are already up and running on my website at roninokami.com. There's a little bit of maintenance going on right now, so I apologize. There are certain things like the pulse that haven't moved all my videos back and forth from YouTube yet. I plan to do some of that this weekend. But of course, if you guys want to reach out to me, feel free to jump on the website, leave a comment or two, or also the videos, and let me know what's going on with you guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks for listening to the channel update. Hopefully I have another one here in the near future. Take care. Peace.